The Beast Wars was before.
That character, it varied, mate, with me. It always varied. It was never actually the same.
Well, I remember Beast Wars first, Power Rangers Mighty Morphin after, Beetleborgs, I never actually got to watch the whole thing because I had to get going for school.
Then after Beetleborgs it was Masked Rider, which again, I probably only ever saw a handful of episodes.
I think that is the Kamen Rider in it. The Japanese version is meant to be called Kamen Rider, because I've heard a lot of Kamen Rider, and I've seen the suits, and they're exactly the same as the Masked Rider.
Yeah, obviously...
oh no! What's that one? The green... Oh... He rides a bike. He's like a Power Ranger, but he's just one guy. Oh, I forgot his name. You should know him. Is it Kit? Not the... Is it Masked Rider?
Masked Rider did have a bike and a car.
No, he looked like a beetle. It wasn't Beetlebox, it looked like a beetle.
That was Masked Rider.
Right then, that's it then. So
he had a little bike and a car that he...
So Kamen Rider, people are starting to collect Kamen Rider stuff. So I was wondering, Kamen Rider must be the Japanese equivalent of the Masked Rider.
Did you know? Little interesting fact here for people.
Oh,
there's a...
VR Troopers.
Oh yeah, that's good. There's actually a Japanese Spider-Man version, but for some reason in the Japanese Spider-Man version, he has a Megazord.
Who?
Spider-Man. The Japanese version of Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a Megazord, which is weird. He doesn't have any of the weird web climbing abilities either. I mean, to get to the top of a building, he runs up the stairs. And he balances so agilely on the edge of a building. He doesn't have any abilities. He's a normal guy in this weird spider outfit who beats people up, and then big enemies grow up into huge monsters, and he gets in this big Megazord that is basically a big Megazord that looks like Spider-Man, and he beats them up with that. So that's just weird, but that's Japanese Spider-Man for you.
There's a Japanese weird imagination for her.
What else we got? Probably one of the best seasons ever is Digimon. Season 1 and 2. I was never keen on any of the other ones.
3 and 4. I never actually saw 4 because I never came to the UK.
I saw a few episodes of 3. It was alright, but...
And Savers or Data Squad didn't either.
Frontier's probably got the best intro out of all of them.
Who?
Frontier.
No, Series 1's got the better.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's been voted the best intro.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, it does have a good thing to it.
But I mean, obviously you can't beat Season 1 or Season 2.
But I do get where people are coming from with Frontier, where basically it's not Pokemon, Digimon.
Well, it isn't Digimon, because it's all what you're getting is you're getting, 4 kids? 4? 5?
You know, it's basically like a reincarnation of the original lot. There's more lads and only one lass. The difference is that they
merge with Digimon spirits and become like human Digimon hybrid. It's a bit weird. Then they fight. It's kind of like this data force.
Basically, it's like knights. Basically, they get these like armor things, like an egg armor thing. And when they digivolve, they can't merge with the like a spirit, an ancient spirit, Digimon ancient spirit, and become like a big guardian of fire and water and like air.
So the elements, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a note of the elements, I can't remember the TV show, but I also remember a cartoon about a load of kids that had rings, for fire, air, water, the elements. And basically combined the rings to create this guy who was basically a combination of all the elements. The thing was, he was weak. I mean, every single time he was brought out, he always got beaten within a second. His weakness was basically all the bad stuff. And for some reason it was well known, and when he pops up, they'd shoot some kind of weapon at him, and he'd just simply get weakened and split back into the rings, and then these kids would end up saving the day. So really, it was a bit of a strange show, because the super guy always seemed to get beaten. He never actually fought, or the kids did. I can't remember what it's called, but that's one thing. Also, probably, like I was saying, this other Digimon thing, Digimon Data Squad.
It's known as Savers, I think, in America. Yeah, it's got two names. It's like Digimon Savers, which is
I think in Britain it's Data Squad, isn't it?
It's Data Squad here. It's only just started to air here now in Britain on a channel called Kicks.
It's a lot like what it tries to do is
similar, obviously partners by the side.
But it's in the real world.
They're like a police.
Yeah, the police the digital world in a sense, and
no, what they do is they
police the real world, isn't it?
No, what they do is they keep basically for some reason the portal between our world and the digital world is thinning, and they're coming through a lot more regularly, and obviously their job is to stop them or put them back into Digi-Egg form before they make any danger to the city or to obviously the main Japanese Hong Kong place. It was okay I've been watching a couple of episodes. I think it's near the end. They do go back to the digital world. It seems to get a bit better, but the beginning it contradicted. I liked how they brought Agumon back.
But it's not Agumon, because he digivolves into a different Greymon.
Agumon. He becomes Geo Greymon. Then he digivolves into this weird minigun blasting thing. See, it is Agumon, but they make him bigger, a lot taller. So technically it's a different Agumon. But I like how they bring him back, because it kind of brings more of the original series back to the thing. But basically all of them are kind of reincarnations of the three main Digimon. Like Matt's Digimon, which was
Gabumon.
Ooh?
Gabumon,
thank you. Gabumon, Agumon, and who was Sora's?
Beamon.
No, not Sora. Mimi's.
Pasamon?
No.
Palamon?
Pasamon's bloody TK.
Oh yeah, so it's Palamon.
It was
Sure it was Palamon.
Yeah, something like that. She, obviously, one of her forms was a cactus, big weird cactus thing. And then it also digivolved into this, what they call Lilymon. She, the female one in Data Force, she digivolves next stage into something similar to Lilymon. And then she digivolves into Rosemon after that. So technically they've all been based off Matt's, Mimi's and TK's Ty's Digimon. So it's technically going back to the roots. But what I like about it is that they completely rethink the Digivolutions. And I do like the outcome of the Digivolutions, they're kind of fun. And I love how, the only thing I like about Data Force is the only way for the main character to get his bio Digivolution to work, or activation, he has to thump the opposition for him to get this weird thing, so he can
Digivolve his Digimon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to kill something after.
Obviously, the concept behind Digimon, especially the very first season, was majority of it was set in the digital world, and then round about the middle, they're in the real world. The second season is interesting because it's a mix of both. You do have the original Digidestin from the first season involved, but they don't really get majorly involved until about halfway through season 2. Now, what happens with season 2 is they're in and out of the digital world. Sometimes they're in the real world, and sometimes in the digital world. At one point in season 2, they actually stayed in the digital world for quite a while. So season 2 did quite well, because it was quite similar to season 1. So that's why season 1 and 2 are my personal favourites. Season 3, which was Tamers, was actually a completely different concept. Instead of having Digidestined, we actually had 3 kids which were classed as Digitamers. The idea behind it was that each of them would have a Digimon, and the purpose was to basically train these Digimon to become stronger and eventually to Digivolve. And behind it, you've got Digimon that are breaking out of the digital world and coming into our world. And hence, every battle their Digimon have, they get stronger. And the concept behind it, it wasn't really... It was more to do with... It could put it in the concept...
In Tamers, right, I do like when they bring Kari back, as she's